just in time.
Yeah, get on guard.
He's in the blue shirt.
Let me have your side.
You take a picture.
Apparently my sign here for a minute.
Go out in the middle a minute. I take a picture.
What a family that is. There's nothing that isn't good. I find really good to say about that family.
Everything good? Everything's going okay? Good. Good to be here with you. Hi. I'm Jeff. How are you? Good to see you. Things well? Good to see you. How are you? Are things going okay? Thanks for everything you're doing. It's hot out here. It's very hot. That's right. The sun's going.
Hi.
There it is.
What is it?
They just handed it to me. They were very nice.
Thank you, sir.
Okay. Another one? All right.
Read another one.
Perfect. Thank you. How you doing today? Everything going okay?
Can we get you sign things inside?
Yes, of course.
Very good.
Of course. Hi, how are you? Good to
Nice to
see you.
meet
Everything
you.
going well?
Yeah,
Good
going
to
good.
see you today. Want to take a picture real quick? Turn around here.
Yeah.
There we go.
Okay. Very good. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. You betcha. Come on in.
Okay.
Come on inside.
Come on.
This is Brooke's office space.
I don't know where the one is.
I'm not sure, but he's coming in.
A drive-by here, greeting me. You know, when I got elected in 2008, my first session in 2009, and then my second session in 2010, the CFO was the president of the Senate. And I tell you what, we had some great leadership in the Senate in those 2 years. One of the things that I was most proud of that the CFO was a big leader on was putting before the voters of Florida a straw ballot on a balanced budget amendment for the United States,
Right.
which overwhelmingly passed in the 2010 election by I think 72%.
Yes.
That just shows his philosophy, his fiscal conservatism on how government is supposed to operate. Because if you do not limit the money of government, there's no way you can limit government. So this is the man that pushed that. We're following through with a lot of those ideals. And his leadership as CFO with all the implications for the financial aspect of government in Tallahassee. He's just done a great job, great member of the cabinet, and I'm so honored to stand here and push for his reelection. And with that, without further ado,
Appreciate it,
Jeff.
John. Thanks. That's very kind. Thank you. John, you know what, John, I'm glad you remembered that, really. Because and even though this visit is only about me really coming to say thank you, and that really is all it's about, and then in the encouragement, because I know you guys have worked so hard, and I know that you're getting near the end, and maybe you're even getting, honestly, just a tired bit. I mean, that's okay. I know you're feeling that. It's just to say thank you and keep us all going. But I do think that's a nice thing to remember, because I saw something recently that one of the stations was doing, one of the national cable networks were doing, and it was kind of like profiling different states. And you might have seen this because they actually highlighted Speaker Weatherford as a real up-and-coming national player and a man that we know deserves that kind of recognition. But it would talk about the states and how their governance works. And they were making a joke out of Florida on the program. These guys only meet 60 days a year. They're term limited themselves. It's a lot of young people. You know, it was like, really? And then they would tell, but New York's committed. They meet all year round. It's a full-time job. That's what California, they meet all year long. It's a full-time job. No term limits. And you think, are you kidding me? Look at all if they were not governments, they would be bankrupt institutions. And the only reason that they're not bankrupt is they can keep sucking the energy and the resources and the household income out of their own constituents. So I'm glad you remembered that, because that's how Florida is. A term limited, which I agree with, a required constitutional mandate that we balance the budget, and that we only meet 60 days a year. So where I come from, the Palm Beach Post interviewed me to be a state senator and be a member of the legislature. And they kept saying to me, well, you're going to be president. Why don't you put forward an idea that you all could meet all year round and really do your job? And I said, if I could cut it from 60 days to 30 days, that's what I would do. These people, and so to the rest of you, I really would like certainly to compliment Neil and John and Kelly. Thank you for sending them. Thank you for the way that you can detect talent and assess talent, because you've given all of Florida incredible talent. That New York, has a AA rating, credit rating. California a single A credit rating, and they meet all year long. And that's what they've given themselves. The highest taxes in the country, the worst economic growth in the country. In this little state that says keep your money in your own pocket. We believe in you. We believe in your God-given talent, your hard work, your inspired work ethic. You all set the standard. A growth rate twice out of the national average. So thank you guys for doing that. And I'm so glad that you again remembered that one, because the Palm Beach Post is still mad that we put it on the ballot.
Well, on point.
Yeah.
Rich Workman put a side-by-side comparison.
Oh, did he?
Of New York and Florida, roughly the same population.
Yeah.
On Facebook, I don't know, last week.
Oh,
He said, which one's doing right?
Right,
And which one's
right.
not getting it right?
Right.
So that's exactly the point you're making.
Boy, wasn't it
When
though?
you look at those numbers, it's like, oh my gosh, we're in much better shape, much better. And I will say that when I first met, they call Attorney General.
I know, here we go.
General. So it'll be all right if I call you Chief.
Chef is even better, Neil.
General, we're gonna call you Chief. But when I first met then Senator Atwater, I asked him, did he prefer the Keynesian approach or the Austrian? He said it's 100% Austrian. So,
I remember where we were standing.
Yeah,
The Three Palms, where were we at? We were at
Lone
Lone
Palm.
Palm. Remember when you asked me that?
Yeah.
And I was thinking, does anybody in the room even get the question?
He knew what
But
I'm
I knew
talking
exactly
about.
what he was
Like
talking
Austrian
about.
all the way, buddy. 100%.
Yeah, exactly. Yes, absolutely right. Well, so thank you all. If I give you kind of a sense, it is really tight. And I think, let me say, and that's where myself and Adam Putnam, who is homegrown. This is and is there any better guy that can talk about the future of the state than Adam Putnam? I don't know of anybody. And then General Bondi. We all, and we wouldn't take it for granted, but if the numbers play out, we should do all right. But we'll keep hustling and we'll keep doing our part. All of us are zipping around now, just trying to encourage people and get everybody, keep sure we're voting, make sure everyone's getting out to vote. Because it really is pretty obvious at this point that both players at the top of the tickets are Rick Scott and his competitor, Charlie Chris. They both have 100% name ID. So running one more TV ad is not going to make the difference at this point. And they have 100% name ID. It's who can we compel with our enthusiasm in our efforts to please vote. That's all that's left now. Right. And so I just want to say thank you, and is there anything else that we can be doing? So that every call that you're making, every door that you're knocking on, the sign waving that's going on, all those will be helpful if it's just a few more, because it's not just one county that we're talking about now. You're added on top of Dixie, you're added with Hardy, DeSoto, Glades, all these together, if we can get 1,000 more people,
Offset South Florida.
That's it, John, because we have this way I'm from Palm Beach County, which we call the killing fields. So it's highly unlikely a Republican gets out of there alive. And none of us will. And it'll be, though, these counties that still hold deeply to the pioneering spirit that this state was established upon. And are still proud of those roots. of building something and creating something and sacrificing to build it and shape it and grow it. And so we'll come back, you'll be, as the sun runs across the state on election day and things begin to close, the early numbers out of the southeast will be tough for us. We all know that. They're tough every time. But when you start getting here to Polk County and you start moving Hernando, Pasco, and you move up to Dixie, Hamilton, and you start moving across, good hardworking people are going to start giving us 1,000 votes, 2,000 votes over, 3,000. By the time we get all the way to Pensacola, we just got to be right back on top again. So it really matters what you're doing here. It matters so deeply what you're doing here. And it's just generous that you're sacrificing so much of your personal time for this. It's the real gift. So, and how you're helping our local
If
candidates.
it makes you feel any better, there's
Yeah.
at least one person in the room that's gonna be sad when this is all over, I've been told.
Really, really. You want to go, Claudia? You want us to move the election date further back?
I really love elections.
You haven't got enough of this yet?
No, I
You
never
want us
do.
to go long?
Yeah.
Okay, that's the
Keep it
spirit.
going.
The day after, you can work on Stargel reelection
Yeah, there we go.
2016.
There's a place for that enthusiasm.
More than happy to.
There is a place for that enthusiasm, isn't there, Kelly? That's great. That's great. So, so we press on. We're just going to keep giving it everything we've got, and really, you'd be proud. And I know who you are, Rick Scott. He's at it every single day. He's not sitting at home, maneuvering things from satellites and phone calls. He is out, and he is hustling at this. But it does count on us now.
Yeah,
It's in our
can I
hands.
say something?
Yeah, man, fire away.
I think that people, if you can talk to people who maybe aren't decided about the governor's race, everybody's gonna vote for you. Everybody's gonna vote for that. They're gonna vote for him. You guys are gonna win going away.
Right.
Obviously.
Calling one another.
See what happens.
$25 fine.
Don't you love this?
See what happens.
Take your time,
I
man. Take your time.
think the truth of the matter is, when you look at Charlie Crist, this second chance, this, possibility for a new political life comes from Obama, the Obama machine. He's got to follow that playbook if he gets elected. That's what people need to understand. And people, Republicans, Democrats, and Independents, and a lot of Democrats right now have had about enough of Obama and this administration and the policies, and it's really starting to show up here just in the last few days. You see little bits and pieces of information where people are saying, we've had enough of this stuff.
Yeah, right.
But they need to make sure that we need to make sure they understand that Chris is essentially Obama's disciple, and he's gonna carry,
Proxy.
he's gonna
Yeah,
carry the water
yeah,
for
good way to
it.
put
And
it.
that's what people need to understand, because we do not need the same headwinds we've been getting from Washington for 6 years to come our way from Tallahassee, and that's what we get with Chris.
Yeah, you're right.
I don't want to say that it's going to be easy for you, but it's going to be, you're going to win going away, and you deserve to win. You've done a great job. And Pam Bondi's done a great job. Adam's done a great job. The governor's done a great job. He's done exactly what he's promised, but he's had to fight the media every step of the way. They're not the friends of the Republican Party.
That's right.
They're friends of the statists. They're friends of big government. They think government's the answer, which we all know it's not.
Right.
But, we've just got to make everybody understand that Charlie Crist is Barack Obama. Charlie Crist version 3.0.
All right, Neil, you're going to get on the bus and you're going to take it all across the state. It doesn't get any better than that, man. It doesn't get any better than that.
But just tell him that he's Obama.
Well, it's true, because actually, I was in a conference overseas, and originally, I'm a Moroccan French guy who's coming here. I'm a U.S. citizen right now, and I'm involved in the Young Republican. A lot of people overseas don't understand America. All they understand is socialism, Obama.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, we cannot afford.
Yeah.
Coming from a background like, overseas, France, Morocco, and where we expect, our government is very big, and the efficiency is very shrimp.
Yeah.
And now with the communities in here, what we should do, because this is what we do, because those communities or minorities, they are citizens, and of course they are part of the American dream also, and they are working hard.
Uh-huh.
And next month, we are leading because we are involved in Moroccan government and French government also, and we are teaching our leaders as Americans now, citizens, that the American dream is the Republican Party.
Yeah.
Why? Because if you work hard, you make money. But this money, because we have heart, we make our get back into a community, make it thrive. And guess what? no matter, because there's a conference which is the International Entrepreneurship in Marrakesh next month, that Obama and Joe Biden they are leading, and guess nobody's going.
Yeah, wow.
Nobody's going.
Putting, yeah, entrepreneurial and Obama together just seems like 2 words.
No, it doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
A lot of people they don't understand it.
Because he didn't make that, right?
No, he hasn't tried that avenue yet.
And he says something very important actually, how we can get, because we understand this game, we understand what's going on, but a lot of people outside the field, they are not understanding it.
Yeah.
And this is the effort of each of the Republican member
Right,
to go ahead and get those people outside the community to get involved.
right. That's
Well,
right,
On
that's
the
right.
short term, we
Yeah.
need to get them to vote too.
That's
Right.
This
voting.
time, I would say ask somebody you know who hasn't voted every single day until they say, yes, I voted. And if they haven't said the words to you, yes, I voted, ask them, I'll drive you to the poll, turn in your absentee ballot. If it gets to election day, take them to election day. Even if they had an absentee, do it provisional, take a chance that maybe that'll be what plays, but make sure they got to the polls. And we're all gonna go vote, you know that. We probably most of us have already voted. But find your friends and just ask them, hey, did you vote? You don't have to ask them who for, that can sometimes be confrontational. Did you vote? Well, no, whatever. If they say, well, I don't like any of them, which is what I've heard a lot, just say, who would you rather have running your business? The guy who's out there glad-handing everybody and real fun to be around with, or the guy in the back room who's making the numbers work and making your business successful? And that's the difference. And just every day, did you go vote? Can I
That's
take you
the
to vote?
message.
Can I help you vote? That's where we are now for all of us, more than
Ye-
anything else.
That is it, Kelly, isn't it? Because everything's been said, it's up to us now.
Yep.
We've got to take it on ourselves.
The choice is clear.
The choice is clear, isn't it? And we've got it, it's up to us now. Who else can we get out? Who
Right.
else can we call? Who else can we talk to? So we've got to do it now.
And you can do that by coming and helping out in the office.
All right!
Also going door to door. We're actually,
What's
my
up? What's
interns
next
and I-
plan? Yes.
We are going out and we're knocking some doors. There are some phones in the office here. I've got 2 burn phones that people can use, and personal phones if you
A
know,
burn
if you
phone,
have.
that sounds like one of
unlimited-
those phones.
If you have unlimited minutes,
Oh,
we
okay.
just we have those. We don't have a phone bank established here because this is a field office, but we understand that people want to get in, they want to help, so we went out, got those phones. So those are offered in the office here, and interns, raise your hands for me.
All
All of
right.
these guys, they have been knocking doors every single day for the past few weeks. Some of us off and on. We've had our legislators out walking for us as well. So it's very important to get involved. We're all a team, and we've got to make this happen. So if you want to
Man.
come back and help out, I'd love to have you.
That's a fantastic message too.
There you go.
All right. What's the reaction? Are you getting folks at home, or are you mostly having to leave the materials? Are you getting people that are at home?
Yeah, it's like 60% of the time we'd have to leave materials.
But that 40%, tell me how that's going. Are you hitting Republicans, Independents? What are you hitting?
really hard Republicans.
Yeah,
Some
okay.
of the Democrats.
Okay.
And also,
Okay.
we've got Jerry here. Jerry has been driving for me before I had any volunteers. Jerry was one of my first, and he drove for me by myself every single day while I ran door to door. And he's been
I was 26 when we started.
if you can offer driving, whatever you can offer to make sure that these good conservative guys get reelected,
Outside,
we
you're
need
right
it.
here, right
So
here.
anything you can do to help is much
And
appreciated.
you told us that she actually ran.
She
Runs the house.
Yes,
to
to the
house.
right.
I don't mean
These
this
guys run
racist,
with me though. I train them.
And I had nothing against these other passengers. I drove some of them around, but a lot of them, they'd go up door, come back, get in, we'd go to, but she would, and she might be half a mile down the road. She'd run out of material,
I'd be half a
and
mile
I'd have to go
down.
bring her some material to put in the truck. And
That's
we
great.
carried signs, and we had
That's
one,
great.
we put up a really old elderly man over there. Remember that one? We
I
had
do,
the big
I do.
birdhouse thing up there?
Yep.
Oh, yeah. And he wanted
They
signs,
said
so we
Obama
got
on
her
it,
one.
yep.
So anyway,
So
That's
y'all
great.
are putting
Thank
up
you.
signs in addition.
oh, yeah.
Installing as well.
Yeah, that's
Thank
right.
you.
The problems I see is that on the Democrat, they're loyal. They're loyal to being a Democrat. And yet they don't understand, or they don't want to understand, what the Republicans can benefit them. And they won't switch over,
Yeah.
right?
I think some are starting to get the message. You know, I was reading something Stephen Moore wrote yesterday. He said the gas price is coming down
Yeah,
right now.
that's
If
for
they
both.
stay where they are right now, that represents a $200 billion savings to Americans in this country if the prices stay where they are.
Yeah.
$200 billion over the course of a year. Said, you talk about a stimulus, that's a stimulus. But what they need to understand, and what I can't figure out is why we can't get them to understand. In fact, Tom Steyer, who's doing all that anti-Rick Scott ads, he's a big green energy hedge fund manager. These guys that push this green energy stuff, it drives up cost, it doesn't heat anybody's house, it doesn't turn any lights on, but it hurts poor people, regardless of what color they are. White, black, red, yellow, green, poor people are hurt by those policies, and they're failed policies. Now the folks that are on the receiving end, they get the big checks to go out and try to create this, whatever it is they create, solar farms or whatever the case may be.
Deficits.
But it's hurting poor people.
Yeah, right.
And that's Democrat policies, you know, and that's the kind of stuff that Charlie Crist will absolutely have to follow here. Because those are the people that
Will
have,
they keep these gas prices lower now, or are they gonna raise them again?
well, I don't really think, I think there's a lot of things that
Okay.
come into that.
I really don't think it's gonna stay just
I don't
for the
think
vote.
Let's get a
That's
couple
a market.
of before, and I want to thank you,
Markets.
by the way, Chief CFO, for coming out here, Chief, I like that. Because you touring around, coming to the smaller groups like this, I mean, this is, your time is incredibly valuable. I know this isn't a huge group, but these are hardworking people that are making a lot of bang for their time in a day to make sure we get the entire ticket elected. So what you're doing is helping you and the rest of the
Yeah,
ticket as
sure.
well, and we really do appreciate you
You
taking the
bet.
time to come
You
do it.
bet.
We
Thank
value you.
you, Kelly, I appreciate that.
We value you very
Thank you
much.
for the feedback. It does matter. This really is who we are. This pioneering. No, nothing represents Florida better than right here. Nothing right here. This is who we are. This is who we are.
Well, I know some of us gotta go to.
Can we take a quick photo?
Yeah.
Photo
let's
together.
do
Quick
that.
photo.
Yeah,
We got some Rick Scott signs. Do we have some? Neil, do you have any of your signs?
No, sir.
John, any of your signs?
Yes, sir.
Kelly, any of your
I
signs?
have signed right
Oh,
now.
that's right.
Right.
All right.
Okay.
Jeff Atwater.
Let's make it a Jeff Atwater.
Here's some Jeff signs.
We got some, right?
Absolutely. Well, you got this. Where do you want to sign?
Couple Scott.
Yeah.
Claudia, is this for you? You want me to sign inside or outside? Outside. Thanks, Kelly. We're gonna see you down the road or what? This is goodbye. Till then. Yeah, absolutely. Thanks, man. Good luck. And if you can think of anything constructive that you can look for, all right? Perfect. Thank you, sir. Thanks, guys. We'll see you.
Bye. Damn, that cookie's great. We might go in there and get another one before we go. Just wanted to film this cool looking cookie they were giving out at the event. It has the Jeff Atwater campaign's logo. And here's one of the logo sticker card things they were giving out. But there's the cookie I want to show you. And I had one already. It's delicious. And I thought you'd be interested in seeing this along with the speech and everything. Well, I hope you all enjoy this video. This is President Michael. Goodbye.